lead here.
Alright.
This is a recorder, but they're very expensive, about £180 just for that. Probably
Alright.
too much, but these are £14. Okay, so it started on touch engaged, blades turning, yes, all tags on, all pressures check, avionics on, touch tight has already gone out, seen that, more RPM 70-75.
And approach frequencies are combined 128.555. Acknowledge receipt of information, Papa. This is Gloucester information, Papa. Time 1420. Runway news 22 right-hand circuit. Surface wind 160, 6 knots. Varying between 130 and 200 degrees. Visibility 10 kilometer or more. View 4,400 feet. Temperature +21. Dew point +10. QNH 1028. QFE 1024. Reduced fire cover is available. Noise abatement procedures apply. No radar service is available. Caution, work in progress in vicinity of runway. Upon first contact with Gloucester, read back altimeter setting in use. Tower and approach frequencies are combined 128.555. Acknowledge receipt of information, Papa.
Papa.
Gloucester information, Papa. Time 1420. Runway news 22 right-hand circuit. Surface wind 160, 6 knots. Varying
Okay, we're going to do a mag drop check.
30 and 20.
What's this one here? Is that the cabin air? Cabin air.
10 kilometer or more. View 4,400 feet. Temperature +21. Dew point
1,000, 2,000.
QNH 1028. QFE 1024. Reduced fire cover is available. Noise abatement procedures apply. No radar service
1,000,
is available.
2,000.
Caution,
Check.
work in progress in vicinity
QFE is
of runway.
1024.
28, we want, we're going off the airfield.
Oh, yeah, off with. Oh, sorry, I didn't know that. 1028 was it?
Yeah.
Go for Tango, taxi for pumps, please. Go for Tango,
Okay,
taxi pumps.
carb heat should be temperature rise. It's already 20. I'm looking at the revs to drop, but it's unlikely they'll drop very much because it's so hot anyway. Fill it up, just make sure the carb heat works. Okay, carb heat is increasing. Going back down and then hopper setting. So rolling off the revs to watch the needle split. Okay, it's a good split. The doors closed and latched. Map chart will be the same as before, so we're on 25, so we've probably got even slightly less power. We've probably got 22.8 and 23.8.
Yeah, about that probably.
So cyclic friction going off. Forward for the cyclic collective. So the governor winding up to take over. Okay. Just going to roll down the revs, res collector, roll down the revs, check the needle drop. So raising a little bit, rolling off. Okay, down, and revs going back on. Okay, first. Yeah, that's it. So in terms of radio calls then,
It's to the artificial horizon whilst you're there.
rising out. Okay.
So this time we've got information Papa, QNH 1028, runway 22 right hand is still in use, and we're requesting a standard helicopter departure to the north.
Okay. So Gloucester Tower, this is Golf Oscar Juliet Alpha November. We are requesting departure to the north, right hand circuit, using runway 22 with a QNH of 1028.
Golf Oscar Juliet Alpha November, Gloucester Tower, via holding point X-ray and Yankee, cross runway 22, standard helicopter departure to the north, cleared for takeoff, surface wind 1908.
So cleared for
Via X-ray and Yankee, cleared for takeoff, Golf Alpha November.
by X-ray, sorry, by 22, 2 X-ray, clear for taxi, Golf Oscar Juliet Alpha November.
Okay, up we go. Relax.
Okay, T's and P's, one lights are out. T's and P's are green, 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 revs are good, ready taxi.
Okay, so you can start transitioning from here, A, because of the power. So heading towards X-ray and Yankee, just keep going. Don't stop, keep going. Get the power, get this forward airspeed, more forward airspeed, forward airspeed. Keep it going, push forward, get your speed. Push forward. Then when you get to Yankee, start turning. Keep turning,
23.
keep turning. Okay, quite work there, but there we go. We climbed a much too early, but I'm trying to get you to get your forward airspeed.
Yeah. So we've got 23 to use almost, so it's then going right. Right at top, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
So climbing to 700 until we get to the boundary.
Yes, please.
Yeah, there's 700, just levelling off.
Golf Alpha November, basic service.
Safe basic service, Golf Alpha November.
Basic service, Golf Alpha November. This road here is a boundary, is it further on?
No, this is our road.
That is it, yeah. First one.
So you can start climbing.
Okay, climbing, going up to 60.
Take ourselves up to 2,000 feet.
Up to 2,000, heading 330.
Yeah, this will do nicely, something
Yeah.
like that, yeah. Just avoid overflying that village that's on the nose over there.
Go to the west side of that. I saw on one of the Instagram posts someone had picked out a field that was in the Ukraine colour scheme.
Yes.
Have you seen that?
Yes.
Very clever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's over Ross Way.
Gloucester approach, Northumbria 11, request basic service. Northumbria 11, Gloucester Tower, pass your message. Northumbria 11 is about 206 from Kemble to Kemble via Cheltenham, 4 miles north of Cirencester, 1,500 feet on 1024, remaining outside your airspace. Northumbria 11, basic service, report, is it Cheltenham you're looking to go overhead or Gloucester? Hey firm, Cheltenham, Northumbria 11, basic service.
Yeah, slight haze inversion here.
Go around this way. Don't overfly the village there.
Might see more green grass rather than a great big puddle. That's
Yeah.
different.
Come round a bit more. We don't want to overfly the village. Keep yourself well clear of it.
Tango, request taxi from pumps to parking. Golf Echo Tango, taxi parking. Taxi parking, Golf Echo Tango. Oscar, Golf Bravo, Uniform Lima Oscar. Just in the Ledbury area, 2,000 feet on 1028 for rejoin. Golf Bravo, Uniform Lima Oscar, Gloucester Tower, looking for a director and overhead join? Overhead rejoin, please. Golf Lima Oscar, make a standard overhead join, runway 22 right hand, QFE 1024, report 3 miles. Report 3 miles, standard overhead rejoin, runway 24, thank you.
Yeah, approaching 2000s.
Gloucester Golf Charlie Kilo Uniform Oscar. Golf Uniform Oscar, Gloucester Tower.
Okay, I have control.
We have control.
So our height's 2,000 feet. Area, we've got lots of nice green fields down below. Engine, warning lights are out, T's and P's are all green, car heaters coming fully out. We are both secure.
Yep.
And nothing seen. Okay, so we're downwind at the moment, so I'm going to do a demonstrated downwind just in the hope that we get a reasonable demonstration to start with.
Okay.
So to start with, power's going down, bringing it down to about 13 inches of manifold pressure, speed coming back to 60, just getting that settled in with a rate of descent we can see coming in there. So now I'm just going to gently bring back the nose so we nice and slowly bleed off our airspeed, maintaining a rate of descent. So now we have all the ingredients for Vortex ring. Our speed is less than 30 knots, our rate of descent is greater than 300 foot a minute. It just feels a bit sloppy. It's not quite going into Vortex ring at the moment, it's just feeling it there. Even now, you're just literally on the edges of it. We've got a rate of descent there of 1,100 feet. Still just trying in there. That's, I think, as good as it's going to get today. So we're going to push our cyclic stick forward. We're going to hold it there, trying to keep it a little bit straighter with the pedals. There's our speed coming in. So now the power's coming in. Progressively bringing the power up to 23 inches of manifold pressure, climbing attitude, climbing power. RP back in to the hover setting. Okay, you have control.
I have control.
Take ourselves back up to 2,000 feet, and then you can do a level turn onto a heading of about 150, which will put us roughly into wind. And you can have a go. Any questions with that?
No, it's fine. It's been like a stall, isn't it? It kind of stalls the aircraft.
Yeah, that's
Forward
the thing.
Heliflight.
It's the rotary wing of stalling.
Yeah. I had to do that in a paragliding SIV course in Turkey. You do stalls, flat spins, just taking it right to the very edge, no air pressure in the wing, and you drop backwards basically. Then you have to take wraps of the brakes under your bum, hold it there for about 5 seconds, and the aircraft with the wing just stops the forward airspeed, and you drop like a stone.
Fair enough.
And you let go and it recovers. That's the idea anyway.
Yeah. Ours doesn't recover if you let go.
No. Unstable aircraft.
Southern BL11 is 1 mile south of Cheltenham, next turning point, Heliflight. Southern BL11, what the ripple paints it. Okay, Southern BL11.
Nice big Q-NEMs over there.
Yeah.
They're clear of those. Yeah, approaching 2000, starts to level off, straight and level. Built the airspeed. Okay, so I'm going to go for a left-hand turn.
Okay, looks clear my side.
Going back to south for 180. To your side. There's 180.
Okay, so when you do those turns, your speed came back to 50 knots in the entry, which is why you gained 200 feet. So you just need to hold that attitude whilst you're doing there to work on that a level turn, not a climbing turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do our hazel checks.
So height is 2000, area is green fields, there's a trunk road below. We are secured our seat belts. The engine warning lights are out. T's and P's are green, green, green. Having a look out. Lookout is clear for traffic. Ready for Vortex ring.
Don't forget the carb heat.
Carb heat is...
When you do the engine
check, yeah. Carb heat is fully out.
Okay, so just watch a level flight. Look, we've lost 400 feet in the process of our level flight because we went up to 2,200 feet.
Yeah.
And we've nosedived down.
Yeah. Airspeed as well, yeah.
Yeah, because you went up to 85 knots.
Yeah. Okay, let's go
so
back
those
to
that you need to work on those basic accuracies.
Okay, let's climb back to 2000 and reset. Let's go under a nice big cume then, that's going to be a bit bumpy I think.
Yeah.
We'll go to the right of it.
Okay, now let's come around to the left a little bit so we're more into wind.
Okay.
South-easterly rather than south-westerly.
Golf Lima Oscar, report downwind.
Okay.
Okay, building speed back to 70, 2,000 feet.
Okay, so carb heat is still out anyway.
Carb heat is fully out now.
Golf uniform.
Carb heat's fully out. So height is 2,000, just under. Area is green fields.
Not on Rio 11, overhead pay switch next.
We are still secured our seatbelts. Engine warning lights out. T's and P's in green. Carb heat still out. Having one last look out. You're clear. Ready for Vortex ring.
Okay, so enter a normal descent.
So narrowing descent. Down to about 13.
Lots of right pedal, we're well out of balance there.
Golf November, Gloucester Tower, pass your message.
There's about 13. Now bringing those up to slow the airspeed down.
Oxford currently routing towards Worcester. Overhead Evesham 2,900 feet, 1028, requesting a basic service. Golf November, basic service, Gloucester QNH 1028. Report approaching Worcester.
There's a zero airspeed, 400 feet per minute now, so
1028 Wilco, Golf November. Gloucester Tower, helicopter, Golf Bravo Lima, sorry, Golf.
You feel a little bit of vibration there.
yeah. And the controls are changing as well.
Okay, so let's recover from there. So
pitching
forward.
Taxi parking.
Building the airspeed.
Golf. Tango Romeo.
There you go.
Bringing in some power.
Just check QNH 1028. 1028 to the front. Golf Echo Echo.
23 and a half, or 23, sorry.
South via heli south. Clear for takeoff, wind 1903. Clear the path, fly the south. Heli Golf Echo Echo. Golf Lima Oscar downwind.
Okay, don't forget to put the carb heat back to the hover setting.
Back to hover.
And we'll do a climbing turn to the left onto an easterly heading.
Runway 22, number 1.
Climbing turn to the left. Easterly heading.
Golf
back up to 2000.
Golf November, just report your level. Golf November, 3000 feet, 1028. Golf November, thanks.
Okay, easterly heading, still climbing. Power.
Golf Echo, basic service. Basic service.
Thank you. Probably put a bit more power in, try and get up a bit more.
Yes, you probably want to climb at 55 knots just because it's warm and we can only use 23 inches of power.
Yeah.
Just slow down to 53 knots or 55 knots and it will climb more efficiently.
All stations across the broadcast, QNH 1027, QNH 1027.
Okay, so when we get to 2000 feet we'll try it again on this heading.
Okay, so I built speed to 70 as well.
Yeah. So yes, let's get yourself to straight and level flight, do your hazel checks, and then we'll try the Vortex ring again on an easterly heading.
Okay, so there's 2000 coming up. So the height is 2000, area is greenfields with a river coming out. We are still secured our seatbelts. Warning lights are out, T's and P's are green, 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 engine revs are good, carb heat is fully out. Looking out for traffic, ready for Vortex ring.
Okay.
So slowing down the airspeed. About 13. And raising the pitch.
A little bit more right pedal there, balance the strings out, balls out. Try not to turn it when you're doing that.
A bit less speed. There's quite a descent on at the moment.
So try and keep it straight with the pedals now, you can see it changing direction. So it's up to us as we lose our speed to use the pedals for direction now.
Golf Lima Oscar, vacate left and left, taxi to parking.
Golf Lima Oscar, we'd like to go to the pump.
Okay, now pushing forward.
Golf Lima Oscar, taxi.
Build airspeed.
Golf Lima Oscar, and we require assistance to open the...
Airspeed coming up. Here comes the power. Still pushing forward. More power available. Pushing forward nose a little bit.
Golf November, New QNH 1027.
New QNH 1027.
Good.
Golf November.
There you go, we'll come round slightly more easterly. Back up to 2000 feet, don't forget to put your carb heat back to the hover setting.
Power available. We'll try and get it to 55. Better climbing altitude. We're going back to the easterly direction.
Worcester, we're routing towards Malvern Christina, then back to Oxford.
Golf November, report the Malvern.
Okay, Golf November.
Another Alpha November out there.
I don't know. Confusing. Very clear radio as well.
Yeah.
So, ATC not abbreviated his call sign because there's two
No. Maybe because we're not talking at the moment, they've
Right.
sort of forgotten we're around and about.
priority.
Yeah.
Gloucester Tower, this is Golf Tango Romeo Oscar Whiskey at Aeros with information Sierra QFE 1024. Request radio check and taxi.
Golf Tango Romeo Oscar Whiskey, Gloucester Tower, readability 5, taxi holding point Echo 1, cross runway 27.
Readability 5 also.
Okay, level off again, and then I will demonstrate hover out of ground effect at this altitude.
Okay. So, bring more power in. That pilot read back the readability then, that's not right, is it?
Again?
That pilot read back the readability.
Yes.
Okay, straight level 2000s. Slightly more east. Do you want to go to the left or to the right of those solar farms?
I'll come round this way,
Yeah.
keeps us away from the ATZ. So again, we levelled off at 2000, we're already at 2,200 feet and climbing.
Yeah.
Speeds at 55 knots. Those are those little bits that if they'll complete that exercise and it stops.
Yeah. It breaks away quite quickly, you have to manage it all the time, don't you? Get you back to 2000 then, try increase speed, that should back a little bit.
Okay, I have control.
You have control.
So we want to take a nice picture of these solar panels down here. So I'm going to slow ourselves down so we can have a look at those lovely solar panel farm that we've got down there.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Well, we're perhaps doing a project, or we're somebody that's complaining, and we're doing an aerial photography job to take pictures of them. All of those sort of things are possible.
Yep.
So here we are, trying to keep ourselves in straight and level flight. So you can see now I've got ourselves there. I'm having to bring in lots of power to hold ourselves in there so that we can take our photos of these there. And of course, what things might do is just say, right, well, I need to take there, I need to reposition ourselves so that we get the right camera angle, so we've got the sun and all those things, the shadow taken from there. So those are all the sort of things that we can do, but we could easily, if we haven't got enough power to hover it here, that we can end up quite happily not realising it as we're coming round to look into there, is discovering that a rate of descent is starting to settle in there.
Yeah.
Allowing it to establish, that's the sort of time when it can happen, and it, just without us noticing, because I'm too busy focusing on the situation out there. So that's when you can get that vortex. You can almost feeling it wanting to do, because I've got a lot more power than we had beforehand.
Yeah.
So you can see there that noise, that vibration,
Yeah.
thumping feeling, and feeling really not liking it.
Yeah. Big
That's
copy
where
as
you
well.
get much more, there's it wanting to go, so we're going to fly out of it. So that's where you can see the difference. We've got so much more power in there
Yeah.
that you could likely to get ourselves into trouble.
Yeah.
Particularly, of course, you'll probably be doing it, instead of doing it from 2,000 feet, your mate would have said, well, I need to be at 1,000 feet to get a better photograph.
Yeah.
So all of those things will contribute, and you can see, I mean, you can feel it going on there, but you can still be very distracted, and it's not until too late that you sort of start noticing these things.
Yeah.
The other thing, of course, we can sort of say at that same sort of time, if we bring ourselves back, that loss of tail rotor effectiveness. So again, we'll just bring ourselves back. Obviously, we're only simulating, or at least we're only intending to simulate these things.
Yeah.
So we're bringing ourselves back, moving the power where it is there, so as we're slowing down, we're also just gaining a little bit of height until we get ourselves settled.
The aircraft's definitely vibrating a lot more, isn't it? The more
Yeah.
less airspeed but more power you're needing to
That's it, we've got
maintain
much
it.
higher pitch angle than we had when we were in the descent.
Yeah.
So that's why you're getting that more thumping and vibrations coming in there.
Yeah.
But it is possible that we could suddenly get that loss of tail rotor effectiveness, in which case it's going to suddenly want to spin round.
Yeah.
So we can suddenly get something like, oh, it's more likely to go round to the right, that's where it's going to go.
Yeah.
It's going to start spinning round to the right.
Torque, yeah.
And at the point where pedal is not going to be suitable to correct for it. So although you're going round to the right, you're going to actually have to push forward to get some forward airspeed,
Yeah.
bring yourself back out of it. When you get that loss of tail rotor effectiveness when you're in the hover, that's a hard one to counterbalance because you still need to push forward to get yourself out of it.
Yeah. It's all about building the airspeed.
Yeah,
Airspeed first and then power to raise your height.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to bring ourselves back round into wind, and I'm just going to get you to bring it to a hover out of ground effect at 2,000 feet as I did. Come to the hover, stabilise it, and then recover back into forward flight.
Okay.
Wind somewhere more around in that direction. Give you the benefit of the wind. There we go. Okay, so you have control.
I have control. So climbing to 2,000.
Yeah, no, you can do that as you're slowing down, so
Yeah.
you'll find it automatically climb. So just keep your power at about 20 inches of manifold pressure. And then as you bring the nose up to slow down, it will gain altitude anyway.
Yeah.
Then as you start to feel it sort of coming to a hover,
I can
then
feel
just
it
use
coming to the
power.
right now already.
Yeah, so just keep the power, use your pedal. So think you're hovering now and develop that hover scan and power as necessary to maintain it. So you don't want it to start sinking. If you need to use more power, use more power. A bit of forward cycling. So you can feel it. We're trying to avoid getting ourselves into vortex ring if we can. Bit of pedal to keep it straight. You can feel it working a lot harder up here.
Yeah.
So that's effectively, we've converted ourselves from a forward flight to a hover detail that we're at altitude. Okay, so now we're going to bring ourselves back into forward flight. So nose going forward,
Flipping your nose.
keeping it straight with the pedals. So you're looking ahead, not at those instruments. Flying ourselves back out.
There's 60 knots.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go. So that's basically what that exercise is all about. It's fairly short and sweet, but it gives you an idea of what it's all about.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so just fly ourselves towards Tewkesbury. We'll start our descent and we'll go back to the airfield. We're obviously going to do an approach. So it'll be coming in, so we're switching into that approach that we were learning earlier today.
Yeah.
So our rejoin call is basically who we are, where we are, and what we want. So it's Golf Alpha November at Tewkesbury. Request a standard helicopter arrival to Heli North.
Okay.
She will give us the runway news, 22. She'll give us the QFE. She will give us a standard helicopter arrival to Heli North. And she will also say, report at 3 miles.
Okay.
We need to read all of that back. So it's 4 things. So what's the runway news?
22.
Okay. What was the QFE when we departed?
127.
So
1027.
1024.
24, okay.
Yeah, so we're on runway 26 is the QNH.
Yeah.
So
Oh, right.
yeah, yeah. So QFE was 1024. It might be 1023 because we know the QNH has gone down.
Changing, yeah.
What do we want?
Standard helicopter arrival for helicopter heading north.
So you don't need to say just to Heli North, so you don't need to use the word helicopter.
Right.
Because by the fact that we say we want to go to Heli North,
Okay.
it's
So standard arrival to heading north.
standard helicopter arrival to, standard heli arrival to Heli North, yeah.
Just calling to advise that we'll be passing.
Okay, so when it's quiet, you can turn yourself there, get your car beat out, and as descending turn, sort of following the line of the A38 there, you can see the motorway, see the airfield there and the motorway out to our left. We're going through the gap in the middle as we did today.
Whereabouts are we? We're just south of Worcester. Sorry, Tewkesbury.
So yeah, miles to the south of Tewkesbury.
Alpha Romeo
Okay.
information, Tango 1027.
So set up normal climb descent, so 60 knots, 15 inches of manifold pressure. Nothing's different, which will give you your time as well to get your radio call in.
Golf Alpha Romeo, taxi, holding point X-ray.
Golf Alpha November requesting a standard heli join to heli north, just 2 miles south of Tewkesbury.
Golf Alpha November, standard helicopter arrival to heli north from 822 right hand, QFE 1024, report 3 miles.
Read back.
Runway 22, QFE is 1024, Wilco report 2 miles.
Golf Oscar Whiskey, downwind for touch and go.
So you should have read back the standard helicopter arrival bit.
Right.
Okay. Wilco for reporting at 2 miles is fine. But yeah.
Is it best to start with Wilco and then do the
No, so
things?
if you're replying, no, so you want, in the perfect world, is you read it back in the same order that she's given it to you.
Okay.
Taxi, may have the problems, thank you. Healthy mark.
Yeah, it needs practice.
Well, doing it will give you the practice.
Absolutely. Yeah. Which point do you think is 2 miles from the airfield?
So this junction's about 3 miles.
Okay.
So that sort of next little settlement on past the trees is about 2 miles.
Alpha Romeo via X-ray and Yankee cross to...
Past the yellow rate field.
Yeah, just on the edge of that rate field, yeah. That's it, yeah.
Only west of Beaverfield.
So now we're down to 800 feet. We want to be getting ourselves to straight and level flight at 700 feet. So we're anticipating early. So forward cycling to get to 70 knots.
Put information flight.
Golf Echo Kilo, basic service. Basic service, Golf.
So my next call then is always reporting where I am, 2 miles on
So
final.
it's just Golf Alpha November 2 miles, nothing
2
else.
miles. Okay.
And because we're on combined frequency, she will clear you to land and you will read that clearance back.
Alpha Romeo, traffic is a Robinson 22 inbound from the north.
Golf Alpha Romeo, traffic up, thank you.
So just as we did our downwind checks, we're doing the same checks as a rejoin check. So those feeder checks is what we want to do now.
Fuel, but what's that, about 5 gallons again?
So we've got half there, so that's about 8 gallons.
So
And that's
13.
about 2 gallons.
So 10 gallons of fuel.
Golf Alpha November, traffic is a
The
Robinson.
radio, we are talking to the ATC, they're expecting our call from 2 miles. Altitude is just under 700.
And you can tell you're at 2 miles.
In.
Golf Alpha November, traffic is a Robinson 44 departing north.
Golf Alpha November and 2 miles.
Golf Alpha number, 2 miles.
Golf Alpha November, clear to land, heli north, surface wind 1707.
Roger.
No, clear to land.
Clear to land, Golf Alpha number.
The clearance, you can't say Roger to a clearance.
No, it's
Okay, so what's your height? You're now down to just under 500 feet. Think about where that circuit path was that we came through earlier.
Golf Oscar Whiskey, runway 22, clear touch
So you
and
can
go,
see out
surface
towards the
wind
trees there, making sure we don't overfly the village there.
Clear touch and go, Golf Oscar Whiskey.
So yeah, fuel, we said 10 gallons, frictions are off, radio call is made, engine, warning lights are out,
Warning
T's
lights
and P's are green, car beat is out.
fully out.
1024 is set on the QFE, we are below circuit height, bordering on being a little bit on the low side. Harnesses and hatches are secure, trim is off, transponders set as required.
The transponder is the same as we left, so then change
it's
that.
on
Trim we didn't
it's
use.
just
So,
on, yeah.
yeah. So when we arrive at heading north, do we choose whether it's
There
going
we
to be
go.
east or west?
Logically for this, it's coming in, logically northwest is better, because
Northwest.
you've got less of an S-turn to get yourself in there. If there's other traffic, then we might choose to go heading northeast as the 44 did earlier.
Yep.
But pick the best one if it's clear.
Okay, so trying to reduce height and airspeed.
1027 and
Balance.
we're going to go back to Wellsville Mountford
By the
and
foot.
overhead. We'll clear at 2,200 feet, but we're requesting a basic
Really should be getting that right now.
Yeah.
Golf Bravo Kilo, basic service, QNH correct, and report 3 miles southwest.
Report 3 miles southwest, Heli Bravo Kilo.
Oscar approach, good afternoon. Golf Bravo Sierra Oscar
25 knots. Get yourself so that we're
Golf Bravo Sierra Oscar Golf
flying
Foxtrot approach,
direction with the
basic service,
cyclic
report
still,
your
not with
position.
pedals.
Basic service, currently just approaching Ross on Y, 3,200 feet on 1024. Golf Oscar Golf.
Golf Oscar Golf, standard overhead join, runway 22 right hand, QFE correct, report 3 miles.
22 right and reported 3 miles. Golf
What's
Oscar.
over there?
Yeah.
So why aren't we pointing over there? Wind's over there. Why are we pointing there?
Can't seem to get right.
I have control.
Gloucester, helicopter, Golf.
Yeah, but the wind will help you. If you crosswind, then it
Yeah.
won't.
Right.
Golf Hotel,
It's a disadvantage.
Hotel
If you're not
Mike,
heading into
approach
wind,
pass message.
you're
You
going to have
pushed.
to work an awful lot harder.
Yeah.
So you're making your own life difficult by not
Looking
there.
into wind,
And you're almost trying to turn with pedals, not with the cyclic.
Yeah.
The only
was,
time
yeah.
you're turning with pedals is when you've got no forward airspeed.
Right.
Everything else, direction is the cyclic.
Golf Hotel Mike, basic
But you can
service,
see yourself and we're
QNH
pointing, we're coming in on the approach like that.
3 miles
Yeah.
north.
Sideways. Yeah.
Local 3 miles north, base.
Twist around.
Okay, you have control.
Thanks very much.
I have control.
Do a landing.
Gloucester approach, Golf Kilo Papa Mike Alpha.
Let's get more forward.
Golf Juliet Papa Mike Alpha Gloucester approach, pass your message.
Okay, so warning lights out, T's and B's are on the green.
Michael Wright, Craigmarsh, back to Craigmarsh, currently just south of...
Just slightly out of wind here, I think. Just
altitude of 2,850.
try again.